to be insensitive, but...
So either a person is of exceptional perception, exceptional empathy, or they aren't.
Yeah, I'm a good brainwasher.
Brainwashing in such a context is that people don't put as much thought into it. In another video, this person said that her guides were lying to her, but that wasn't as important.
I do a pretty good job. Cult like Heaven's Gate. Yeah, kind of like Heaven's Gate, but I think that I think that I actually don't even think that Heaven's Gate was wrong. I literally think they made it onto that fucking meteoroid.
See, if you tell people that they can kill themselves and go to space heaven and be with the aliens because it's worked before, and recommend to people to look up into Heaven's Gate whenever you find out that there's a comet in the sky that you can see, don't you think that's increasing the danger of the whole thing?
It wasn't so. It felt like they abandoned Earth, Which, honestly, who can blame them? It was the 90s. They had a long ways to go before things got better.
As I've said before, Jim Jones, Charles Manson, Teal Swan, and her suicide's not wrong sort of thinking. This is the sort of influences that this person has. And she calls herself an Arcturian. And some point during this cult, she started to go into this non-gendered thing. And I know it's part of the role play for the Discord or whatever. And whatever. Somebody in LA told me that when the cameras and stuff are off, this person does not require all that new pronouns and stuff like that. So that's something else to consider with that. So the comet that I am referring to, Comet 2022 E3 ZTF, will be in the northern portion of the sky, and it's a greenish one, which is pretty cool, and it's going to, be closer to the North Star. But, you got Ursa Major and Ursa Minor, which are going to be indicators of where to find it, because it's going to be in that region. And one of the things also is that Arcturian, it's basically a bear master, implying more broadly a circus master. So a circus master is sort of the other side to the whole Noctulian thing. More on the emo side, rather than, you have these experiences and these feelings and stuff, and it doesn't matter whether you have this popular recognition for what you do or whatever. And Arcturian is going to be very much on the side of what psychologists call sociopathic. But that doesn't mean that the whole thing is all for others. It's all, all about that show for oneself. Now, I talked to Unicole off script, in a non-public way, November 12th. She phoned a couple other times. I'm not going to say her legal name as part of the program, but I know the legal name, and but she didn't make any sounds that were into words. But you could tell it was a female voice. And I phoned back and got a hold of this person. And she was the meanest individual that I had ever talked to. But she hung up the phone when right after asking a question about, well, you know, why your interest in Unicult and why do you find, well, I mean, watch the videos. Some of them are pretty entertaining, right? There's more to it than that, but this is not what this video is about. I totally understand why someone specifically out of the 4 survivors that I know of that there were suicide attempts after private conversations with Unicole, one of the 4 people that are still alive specifically blames Unicole because of the way that they were treated. And after that conversation, I totally understand, because people emotionally rely on this person. People rely on this person for guidance. And what type of guidance is being offered? What is the reasoning that sets it apart, other than just being a jumble of popular trends? There are other risks to this group that I've drawn attention to, but for this person to say to act like, oh, you can't have any positive influence in anybody's life and never be of any value to anyone or anything like that, it's like, well, good thing I never had any warm feelings for this person. But there's now 2 people that have so killed themselves. One was a woman who made a pillow with like pockets or something like that. And more recently was another long-time Unicult member. And if you're going to tell people that suicide is not wrong, and you don't blame anybody because it's like, well, maybe you're not as up on technology or don't have as much wealth as she does, but I honestly think that this property that they bought was something in the way of a, you know, down payment. So if the funds reduce it all, they're going to lose everything. But that's not the point. That's not about what I want. I just think that certain aspects of Unicole's influence and presence are, you know, of a danger to some people.